burglary of a dwelling unarmed. Why is that now hold for magistrate?
Okay, what they first did was all burglaries, because this is when burglaries were really running rampant. They made them hold for magistrates, and then a few years ago, what happened was there was a guy that was arrested like on a Saturday night for possession of a firearm by convicted felon. There was a $2,500 convenience bond. He bonded out. Next day, he went on a carjacking spree, multi-counties, killing multiple people. So they took a lot of charges and made them hold for magistrate just to make sure they get in front of their judge.
Right now, it's nothing particularly aggravating, it's unarmed.
Yeah, no, it's just the administrative order. That's all. Yeah, I see what you mean on that grand theft felony battery. Yeah. I just came across one of the ad charge cases where the clerk didn't attach any paperwork. I'll print out paperwork for you, Judge.
Oh, there's a hold for magistrate, but a case is assigned to Duffy already for bad charges. Do I still set a bond? There's no bond.
Who is it?
This was on Medalist, Wendell
Oh,
Medalist.
yeah. What happened was that's a not in custody.
Right.
Actually, Mike Horowitz from my office is going to be here on that case. This Michael Horowitz.
Okay, so he'll handle.
Yeah, but he is. Well, I'll let him.
Okay.
Because I know sometimes they file a pretrial motion for detention on this.
I'll refer to him when he gets here. double the bonds of those that take place in my neighborhood.
Nice for you. I would.
Closer to my house, the higher the bond. It was always Lazarus's rule.
I have no problem with that formula. You know what they say, location, location, location.
Okay, this guy's got a tattoo on his right arm. I know who King Tut was, but I don't know who King Tut is.
One of the ones I always remember, we had a case of a guy who robbed a group of people right at the beach, It's like, if you're gonna do something like that, that's fine, just don't commit crimes that made you very easy to identify in.
I'd like to make it easy for you.
7 foot. Don't commit crimes of theft when you're 7 foot. Like we were just talking about it. Like, could you imagine if you have to do like a lineup at the jail? Where do you find 4 other 7 foot guys? Like, it was a few years ago, so we were like, I guess you have to call the Heat, ask if Shaq could come by, bring the backup center.
It look like a pentagrass.
It's the problem we're having.
On OPC on the,
Yeah. I've spoken to Denise Nooner about this. This is, unfortunately, with the fentanyl, I mean, I don't know why this was necessarily concerned. I haven't heard a lot of fentanyl concerns when it comes to Xanax and pills like that.
separated the two pills anyway, so I went to the lab but didn't test the other one. So,
Well, it
Hey.
doesn't, yeah, I mean, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Not-
Oh, you know what, maybe, yeah, maybe, okay, maybe you just forgot. All right,
Oh, yeah,
I'll ask for time and we'll see.
you know,
Thank
all right, you're gonna get the time.
Yeah.
Q is not here today, and misdemeanor domestics were supposed to go on your regular, only three, well, two in a reset. So I was told to bring them up here to you. You're welcome, right here.
And he refused to unlock the door.
Good morning, how are you?
Oh, nice to see you.
My pleasure.
Really nothing we can add. But the other one should be fine. Okay, okay, the other one should be fine, yeah. Yeah, no problem. All right, I gotta get, I gotta get. Misdemeanor felony.
Sitting right there, instead of the guy scratching his head.
See, because I know, did you know we were getting a misdemeanor?
Yeah, I think it's an extradition matter. It's an out-of-state,
Oh,
it's an out-of-state vote.
Well, that makes it easy.
Well, there's nothing.
Streaming right
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Here's
Yeah,
what
I ran out of you.
Yeah, there is
Yeah,
right
yeah.
on top.
What's up?
Usually I come to Ken Farnsworth with these things.
Or we have an
Sentinel.
Yes, Your Honor, you're good.
Good?
Yes,
All
sir.
righty.
You're
So
good
we
right
take
there.
the female first?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, folks. I'm Judge Lazarus. I'll be handling the first appearance this morning and this afternoon also. Apparently, we start with the females first. Monet Leroy. Which facility would that be?
Sorry, Your Honor.
Monet Leroy. Oh, there she is. Okay, Ms. Leroy, you're charged with a battery. I find probable cause, $5,000 bond, no contact. Okay, left or right? These go to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Just put it right there, Judge.
That's fine, thank you. Dylan Leary Sell. Dylan Leary Sell.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was.
I had no contact.
Judge, respectfully, I believe my colleague, the public defender assigned to courtroom is not there. Is there any way, as far as clients who are gonna go with the public defender's office, I could try and contact my office and see what happened if there's an emergency that developed?
Well, I'll give you a couple minutes. Go ahead, I'll wait for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, we have some other cases if you want to
I
call
think
some.
that's a private attorney.
Morning, Judge.
What do you got?
Ken Padowitz for Wendell Metellus.
Good morning, Judge. Michael Horowitz on behalf of the state.
Excuse me, how far down are we?
Oh,
I don't have a docket in front of me, Judge.
I've got it. I'll check the docket.
Yeah.
If I can find it.
I got it right here, matter of fact, I was lucky, right on the top. Okay, Mr. Metellus is charged in front of Judge Duffy,
Correct.
okay? And I have 11 different counts, vehicle homicide and reckless 2 through 7, and neglected child 8 through 11,
That's correct, Your Honor.
okay?
Judge, my client, I just was retained yesterday. My client is a stay-at-home dad. He just had a newborn. This case had happened a year ago, January of 2017.
Mr.
He's
Padowitz,
no,
I'm gonna interrupt, Mr. Padowitz, but I don't think that's Mr. Metellus,
no, that is not.
so I don't know if we have.
I need Metellus, please, Wendell Metellus. Here we go. That's your client, Mr. Padowitz?
That is, Judge.
Okay, let me repeat. Mr. Metellus, Judge Duffy has charged outside of vehicle, on you with vehicle homicide, counts 2 through 7 of reckless driving, damage person or property, 8 through 11 of child neglect, great bodily harm. Yeah, as I said, your case is assigned to Judge Duffy.
Judge, what I was saying is, my client's a stay-at-home dad. He does not work. He's home with his infant daughter, child who was just born. This case has been around for a year being investigated, and he's been aware of that investigation. He has ties to the community. He is not a flight risk. He stayed in the community for the entire year this case was investigated. He has no assets. He has no money in bank accounts. He owns no vehicles, according to his family. He has no property or assets anywhere in the world. I'd be asking the court for a low bond, put him on pretrial release. He's absolutely, like I said, not a flight risk and wants to obviously face these charges and contest them in court.
Judge, if I may. Judge, the victim's.
Hold on,
fam-
please.
oh,
Let me, go ahead, Mike, go ahead.
I'm sorry, the victim's family's present. I just want to let the court know before I address the court, if you need time to review.
Oh, I'll review them
Okay.
all.
Judge, the victim's family here, I know the victim's mother wanted to address the court, and then I'd have some argument to make as well.
Judge, before we get there, could the court hear some testimony concerning my client's assets or lack thereof, just so you know that as far as making a bond, he's not able to make any type of significant bond?
And I'll do candor, I'm really not concerned about his assets at this time. Ms. Horowitz?
There's the microphone here.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Just tell us your name for the record.
Bianca Del Pozo. I'm Dominic's mother. Your Honor, this is what I have left of my son, just a picture. And I would like for you to give him many years in jail so he won't hurt anybody else like he's hurt my son and my family. After we still mourning, and we will do for many years.
I'm sorry for your loss, but
Thank you.
I don't set the prison times.
I understand.
There's gonna be a jury to make a
Yes.
decision at some point, and the judge
Yes.
assigned to the case is Judge
Thank-
Duffy. It is my job now to set a monetary bond on this case, and I'm prepared to do so at this time.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got somebody else you wanna talk?
There's one more family
One-
member who
bring-
wanted to
that's not a problem.
address the court, Judge.
Go
Go
ahead.
and tell us your name.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Johanna Del Pozo.
And how are you related to this case?
He was my husband. This changed my life and my family life completely. I'm sorry.
I understand.
I just want to say that my husband's life is just, it's not here anymore because someone decided, I don't know it's meant to be, but I think I'm sorry. We all like just so hurt. This has been so hard for all of us. And I think this is more important than any money or anything else or whatever he has to pay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge,
Anything further?
I explained to the victim's family the purpose of bond and the difference and the significance of this hearing. Judge, the facts of the case and something for the court to consider is that the defendant was driving his a Mercedes northbound on Davie Road, excess of the speed limit. In his car, he had 4 children. So himself and 4 children, that's 5 people in a car, that there was only 4 seats. None of the children were seat belted, and the defendant was speeding. In fact, one was sitting on the console because there weren't enough seats. As he's speeding, along with another car, that witnesses put him at approximately 100 miles an hour. There's a videotape from a business that shows the vehicle speeding, and doing a time distance analysis of that shows that they were driving 95 miles an hour at the time, just before the crash. The physical roadway evidence show that they were doing 80 miles an hour at the time of impact. The speed limit in the area is 40 miles an hour. The victim was pulling out of a restaurant depot on Davie Road, where he has a business, he's picking up supplies, when the defendant crashed into him. The victim obviously passed as a result of his injuries. He was ejected from the car, his van that he was driving. The minor passengers, Jamal Martin, is 14 years old, had his injuries were traumatic brain injury. He had surgery to repair his eye socket. He's lost his peripheral vision, had a fracture. He's in the hospital over a month. He has memory loss, a scar on his forehead, and he's continuing therapy. Another young lady who was 14 years old in the defendant's car, who was unseatbelted, had a fractured right ankle. She's had 3 surgeries, screw in her ankle, and she was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Another one was hospitalized for cuts and injuries, and another individual, 10 years old boy, had hip surgery, and he's continuing with therapy. The defendant's prior record, he has a prior petty theft in 2012, in which he failed to appear. A capias was issued, and he was arrested on that capias. As far as his ties to the community, Judge, I don't believe he's a U.S. citizen. He's a permanent resident from the Bahamas. As far as the possible penalties and sentencing he's looking at, he scores 452 points, which qualifies him for life in prison under the sentencing guidelines. He's looking at a maximum 69 years if he doesn't get the life, and the bottom of the guidelines is 26.5 years at the bottom. So he's looking at significant penalties. Previous case, he failed to appear. Based on the facts and the circumstances, Judge, we're going to be asking for the count of vehicular homicide that the court set $150,000 bond as to count 1. As to counts 2 and 3, which are reckless driving, serious bodily injury, we're going to ask for $10,000 for each of those counts. As to the reckless with bodily injury, $1,000. The property damage, I think, is set at $100 already. The neglect of a child, which is serious bodily injury, would ask for $50,000 as to count 8. As to count 9, neglect of a child with serious bodily injury, $50,000. And then as to 10, neglect of a child with injury, $25,000. And as to 11, neglect of a child with injury, $25,000 bond. We'd ask that it be fully collateralized, Judge, that the bond and be reviewed by the state and the court before being posted. We'd also ask that he forfeit any passport before being released from custody, and that he not apply for a new passport. We'd ask for level 1 GPS monitor, with special conditions being no driving, no contact with any of the victims, the victim's family, their parents, guardians, and no drugs and alcohol and random testing for such.
Your Honor, this is a horrible tragedy and a terrible accident that's occurred. But as far as the bond is concerned, I'd ask the court to take testimony from my client. He has no assets. Any bond amount anywhere going anywhere to the numbers that the state is talking about is tantamount to no bond for my client. He cannot afford to post any appreciable bond. He has no assets. He, as the court knows, is presumed innocent. Wants to go through the process. That's why he's hired an attorney to look into this case and to investigate it and take a look and see the evidence. But I'd ask the court to place him on pretrial release to assure the court that he plans on attending court and being present. And I'd ask the court to take testimony from him now as to his assets. He doesn't have any, as I've indicated to the court.
What do you want to tell me, Mr. Metellus? Go ahead, Mr. Badowitz.
Mr. Metellus, do you have any money in bank accounts anywhere in the United States?
No, sir.
Mr. Metellus, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Ken.
Mr. Metellus, do you have any bank accounts anywhere in the United States with any assets in it? Mr. Metellus,
Move on, Mr. Badowitz.
I don't know if you can hear me, Judge.
Can
Mr.
you hear me, Mr. Metellus? Yeah, he hears me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, do you have any money in any bank accounts anywhere in the world?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you own any cars?
No, sir.
Do you have any jewelry or diamonds or any of assets anywhere in the world of any value?
No, sir.
Okay. As far as do you own any homes?
No, sir.
Okay. You have a place that you're living in right now, right?
Yeah, renting.
And you are a father who is a stay-at-home dad taking care of a newborn child?
Yes, sir.
How old is your child now?
She just turned 1.
Okay. Other than what the prosecutors indicated that there's a petty theft prior record, do you have any other prior record other than that petty theft?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, as my
Okay,
client...
I hear you. All right, the bond is hereby set as follows. Count 1, 75,000. Counts 2 and 3, 50,000 each. Counts 4, 5, 6, and 7, $25,000 each. 8 and 9, 20,000 each. 10 and 11, 5,000 each, for a total of 325,000. No contact. Electronic monitoring is ordered.
Judge, respectfully,
Your Honor.
we would object, Your Honor.
Good.
My client can't make that bond.
Objection is noted. Thank you, sir.
Judge, I just asked no driving as a condition if he does get released, and that he forfeit his passport before being
Well,
released.
both are very well taken. Passport, if any, is to be surrendered, and no driving whatsoever.
Your Honor, what was the bonds on counts 10 and 11 for pretrial
10 and 11,
qualification?
10 and 11, let me repeat them. One was 75, 2 and 3 were 50 each.
Yes, sir.
4, 5, 6, and 7 were 25 each.
Yes, sir.
8, 9 was 20 each, and 10, 11 was 5,000 each.
5,000, okay. And
My
Your
ad is 325.
And Your
No
Honor,
contact, Elmo, and no driving, passport surrender.
Your Honor, I did hear the court say he's going to be placed on an electronic monitor. Is that a lockdown or is the defendant permitted to work?
I don't know, does he have a job?
Judge, he's a stay-at-home dad right now,
Stay
but
home and dead, so, right now it's a lockdown, that's subject to change with Judge Duffy, if Judge Duffy so rules. But right now, the answer is lockdown.
And he is not permitted to drive a motor vehicle at any time for any reason?
Right, let him,
Thank you, Your Honor.
if in fact it's an emergency, let him call Uber for all I care.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Judge.
If, Your Honor, if it please the court, if we could call Robert Williamson, he's actually the first,
I got it right in front of me. Okay, thank you. Mr. Williamson?
Judge, good morning. Peter Patanzo on his behalf.
Okay. Mr. Williamson, you're being held by Louisiana on a no bond hold. Go ahead, Peter.
Judge, I understand that your hands are kind of tied this morning because of
Very.
the out-of-state hold. What I routinely do is talk to Mr. Farnsworth at the extraditions unit to see if we can come to an agreement. My only question is, will the court be available at some point today if I'm able to get an agreement with them to sign an order to get a bond
Peter,
set?
I'll be here for the afternoon magistrates also.
You'll be here at least until 2, 3 o'clock at the
I
latest?
can't tell you what time, but I will be here. I believe we'll be at 1:30.
We
I'll be
start
here.
at 1.
Okay,
Excuse me?
Yeah, typically we start at 1, Your Honor, in the afternoon.
What, 1 o'clock?
Yes.
If that's okay with you.
No, I just don't know. When I was doing magistrate, we only had the one session. Now we
Yeah,
have 2.
normally we start at 1 on Fridays.
I'll be here at 1.
and would you need him also if we're able to, or could you just sign the order and let him?
If you reach an agreement, I don't need him here.
Okay, okay, Mr. Williamson, we're working on it, okay, thank you. Thank
Your
you,
Honor,
Judge.
If it please the court, if we could call, there's private counsel present, Andre Avias on page 20. He should be at the end of your docket.
I got it.
Yes.
I only signed the top one. Is there others below that one? Okay, you, Mr. Andres, this, I believe, was a reset from yesterday. Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning. Your name, sir?
My name is Joel Robrish, Your Honor,
Okay, Mr. Robish?
and I represent the defendant. The reason it's on for today is because when I was here yesterday, they didn't have him on the calendar.
Okay,
And I had to be in immigration court in Miami in the afternoon. So Judge Davis asked him if he would set that over to this morning.
well, we did, and you are, and I'm here. I'm not Judge Davis, but that's okay.
Now, I just received a copy of the warrant, which was, actually was a fugitive warrant. He was arrested and put in the Dade County Jail, and then he was transferred
up
here. And I've reviewed the affidavit, and Judge, this is a classic case of stand your ground. The affidavit itself, truthfully, spells out a prima facie case of stand your ground. We have 2 security guards, both of them.
Let me interrupt you, Mr. Robish. I'm not going to entertain arguments to stand your ground here. That's well.
No, I understand that.
Excuse me, sir, I'm talking. That's well put in front of the judge that's assigned the case. I'm trying to find who's got this case, which division?
Your Honor, because it was an arrest warrant, it hasn't been assigned to
It
a
has not been
judge.
assigned yet. Well, Judge Holmes signed the warrant to arrest.
Yes, you did.
And it's going to go either in front of Judge Holmes or the assigned judge, but I'm not going to argue motions at this time. If you feel that there's lack of proof, evidence, presumption, great bringing it up, I do find there sufficient grounds under all reasons in a valid warrant to arrest.
Your Honor, in all candor, because the warrant is for attempted second-degree murder.
Yes, sir.
He is, it's a first, I believe it's a first-degree felony. He is entitled to a bond at this time.
I agree with you. Let me just see one thing here.
That was my next question, so thank
It
you.
is a second-degree attempt to murder. He is entitled to a bond. Counsel, you recommending?
Your Honor, based on the facts alleged in the affidavit, the state would be seeking a bond in the amount of $150,000 in order of no victim contact. And should Mr. Avias be post his bond, he'd be supervised by pretrial release services with a GPS monitor, with an additional release condition that Mr. Avias not be in possession of any firearms, weapons, or ammunition until further order of the court.
Most respectfully, Your Honor, the state's just picking a number out of the air. What I would.
Is your number any better? What number do you have?
Judge, his family is paying his legal fees, and they're the ones that are going to be posting the bond. Now, I haven't had an opportunity to actually sit down and talk to them about the issue, because I didn't have any of the information about the charges, and I wasn't sure that he was bondable. So what I would prefer to do, instead of having the court set a bond, not set a bond right now, and let me file a proposed motion with facts, financial information, and so forth, and perhaps we could bring that before the judge who's going to be handling the case.
That's fine with me. Based upon the reading of the PC, the warrant being arrested, and the request by defense counsel on a charge of attempted murder in the first degree, no bond. Again, if I don't have to do any special conditions, there's no bond. Whatever judge has it, we'll.
The only thing I would request in an abundance of caution, because I do believe the two are not strangers to one another, I would ask for an order of no victim contact, because there are means of.
Oh, that's not,
there are
that's
means
no
of
problem.
Okay, it's no victim, because he's being held no bond, it's gonna be pretty much limited to phone or through third-party
course,
persons.
of course.
But no victim contact whatsoever.
Thank you, Judge.
I don't worry about about pre-trial, and I don't worry about GPS, because he is being held no bond.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, my hearing isn't as good. And what is the name of the judge that is?
Don't know who the judge assigned yet. The judge that did the warrant is Judge Alona Holmes.
Okay.
It has not been, probably by the time we get out of here, it'll be assigned to a division judge.
Okay.
It may be Holmes, maybe one other.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Aviles. Aviles.
I have
Okay.
one more
Go ahead.
request. Does corrections know, sheriff know if he's going to be transferred from the main jail out west,
Oh,
or
I couldn't answer that.
would they know that?
I think you're gonna have to ask prisoner locator where they're gonna put him. I don't get involved with that.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Prebish. All right, do we continue with the domestic violence next? I got two more. Dylan Sell? What is your name, sir? Sell? Okay, Mr. Sell. Thank you. You're charged with battery upon your brother. I find probable cause. Your bond is set at $5,000. And until otherwise ordered by whatever division judge has the case, there'll be no contact.
Judge, respectfully, Mr. Selleck did advise me he's been here in our community his whole entire life.
Good.
He's a cook, making approximately $10 an hour. Cannot come up with the $5,000. Would you consider reducing the bond to $2,500?
No, sir.
So maybe his up.
No, sir. I read the probable cause. I'm leaving it just the way it is. David Surf? He was medical loan yesterday. Is he still medical loan? He was medical loan. Is,
It was medical loan.
like still? Yesterday was medical loan. I assume he probably still is if he's not there. What do you got, Eric?
Judge, do you know what page it is so I can ask the deputy?
We have him as a medical reset, Your Honor.
They have a medical reset too. This was on the domestic violence page. These were domestic violence. Okay, so med loan.
Judge, respectfully also, like, as far, we weren't given a docket or paperwork as far as domestic.
Neither was I. Those are the only ones I have. We're done with, I'm out of them. I was given 3 or 4 of them. That's all I have. Eric, what do you got?
Morning, Judge Lazarus. Happy New Year, Judge.
You too, Mr.
I have Scott Cabrera.
Okay, about how far down is he?
I'm not really sure, but I see him. He's walking up. I don't know where he's in the docket, but he's walking
Okay,
up.
I gotta find him.
Counselor, you have a document from?
Here, I'll
I
get-
don't. I
got it.
apologize. I'm
It's,
sorry.
Page, thank you, 11. Felony. Uh, 11.
Oh, Eric. Is it 11 after all the women?
Thank you, Judge. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's not organized like I normally do.
Morning, Scott.
What, Eric, what's his name again?
Scott Cabrera. Thank you very much. He was on page 11, I believe. Thank you.
I can't find him.
Cabrerra.
He's right after Samuel Guess, and he was right before Medalist.
Yeah, but that's not 11, it's way in the middle here. Okay,
I
all
was just
right.
going by what-
Okay, let me just go over the particulars. Scott Cabrera, good morning, Mr. Cabrera, you're charged with burglary, unoccupied dwelling, and battery causing bodily harm. The battery charge was assigned a bond of $1,000, no bond on the burglary, pending magistrates. Go ahead, Eric.
Judge, if the court would accept it, I mean, for purpose of today, I'm not interested in making a probable cause argument. He turned himself in to the detective who I've been speaking with, Fargoli, I hope I'm saying his name correct, in Fort Lauderdale. And I think the state would agree to a $5,000 bond if the court would accept that on the burglary.
Your Honor, and I checked, he has no criminal history based on
that
the
true or not?
particulars. It is.
Fine. Burglary is 5,000. What about the battery?
I'm fine with the 1,000, just also ask for
I'll leave that alone.
no victim contact.
6,000, no victim contact. Anything else?
No, Judge, I'm just telling my client his bondsman, who I'll call, will be posting his bond. He met with them today.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, Eric,
Happy
thank
New
you.
Year again. Good to see you,
too.
Judge.
You too, sir. Okay. Let's go. Louis, what do you got?
Hey, good morning, Judge. I have two on your docket. First one's on page 5, Frank Ayers, the main jail.
Please, hold on for a second. Your page 5 and my page 5 don't con. Okay, I got it right in front of me. I got it.
Judge, I'm asking the court to get involved in this matter. Hopefully, we can resolve his municipal ordinance
Where's
violation.
Mr. Ayers? Okay, Mr. Ayers, I got 2 cases from Judge Brown, both traffic charges. I need a second here to get your driver's records up, driver record here.
He was arrested under a traffic criminal,
I got
but
it right here. I got his driving record. They're both, well, I should say both. Number 1, the traffic is from South Satellite. The second one is from Judge Brown here in Central. Both, let me see, what were the charges? Capias from Judge Brown was alcohol, correct?
yes, Judge.
Okay. And the driving traffic charge was DWS?
No, Judge, I'm showing pedestrian obstruction of traffic, so it shouldn't have any effect on his driving.
Panhandling charge. Okay. All right, so you charged, you got $100 bond, no bond, time served?
Yes, Judge.
Time served. No alcohol, do you understand that? If you're gonna drink, do it out of Broward County.
Okay. Next, time served on both counts?
Yes, both counts.
Excuse me, Judge. On count 1, he already received the withheld. He was just arrested on the 17th,
Okay,
so it's just count 2.
then just count 2 then, whatever, I just want him out of jail.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I missed the page. Thank you, Virginia.
And page 6, Judge, Jacoby White. I'm also asking the court to get involved in this matter if the court is.
Can you wait till I find the paperwork?
Oh,
please?
sure, Judge. Apologize.
No, nothing to apologize, just give me a second to get caught up here with you. I got it.
Judge, I'm asking the court because it's a controlled
Hold it, let me. Mr. White, you're charged a misdemeanor, warrant outstanding for you from possession of marijuana. Division MJ, who's Division MJ?
I believe it's Judge Diaz. I believe it's Judge Diaz.
Judge Diaz? He's got a no bond hold on you. Go ahead.
Judge, I'm asking the court if the court's inclined to get involved to offer, to entertain a withhold, being that it's an 893 violation. If the court's not inclined, then I would just ask the court, it's a 2012 case. Your court probably doesn't want to touch the.
I don't, it's a $500 bond. I think
Right.
I know the service is reasonable. Let Judge Diaz do what he wants.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Fine
Judge.
probable cause, $500 bond.
Your Honor, there's one other case the jail's actually
Go ahead, call.
requesting me call it a turn. Duciel Semerant. I believe we also have a Creole interpreter.
How far down?
Page 9. Felony. Duciel Semerant.
Judge, he's approaching.
I'm trying to find it, so just hold on. Just hold on.
Believe it'll
Do you
be.
see it, Semerant?
Yes, it'll be.
Got
the
it right here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. You are the interpreter?
Judge. Yes, I'm the
Okay, you
interpreter.
swear to interpret from English to Creole, Creole to English?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You are Duciel Semerant, sir?
Est-ce que c'est vous qui Lucille Semeron?
Bonjour, monsieur, comment est?
Très bien. Est-ce que c'est vous qui Lucille Semeron?
Oui, c'est moi-même.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, sir, this is an ad charge. What judge is this ad charge on?
It is attempted murder.
No, I know what it is. What judge?
I'm sorry, it's charge number 2.
On? What judge?
Oh, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I believe it's gonna, let me see who his other cases before.
If you have, if you don't,
I can get that,
I just wanna know, I like to fully inform them.
of course. His pending case is actually before Judge, he has a hearing before Judge Porter on the 22nd.
Thank you.
Ils ont hearing devant pour George Porter le 22.
Okay. Judge Porter has your original case. This is count 2, an added charge of, it says premeditated murder. It's attempted murder on a law enforcement officer, that being a jail officer, detention deputy.
Li te gen kao avant et ou te vle attente tuer un officier.
I found obviously probable cause on this. What is the state recommending on this?
Your
It's a
Honor,
bondable offense.
it's actually, it's a punishable by life offense, Your Honor.
Then I'm gonna leave the bond as no bond, that Judge Porter entertain any kind of movement. I do find probable cause. I
Pas
do
gen
find
bon pour.
Proof evident presumption grade. Anything else I need to do?
Nothing from the state,
Thank
Judge.
you. Thank you, sir. You'll be brought in front of Judge Porter shortly.
Ou pale devant George Porter bientôt, okay? All right.
Thank you. Any
Merci.
other specials that we have? Brad, what do you got?
Yes, Judge, I have page 17,
What's your client's name?
Dyson Octave.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Thanks.
I'll file down as Dyson. Where is he? Do you know where?
This is,
Maine, I think, Judge.
No, no, I.
you don't know what page.
Oh.
It is page 17.
Page 17, so it's halfway in your stack, Judge.
I got it. It's really 2/3. It's almost all at the bottom. Let's take the 19th. Take the 19th. 19th. Interpreter. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Octave, your charge as follows: grand theft, count 2, 3, possession of a firearm by convicted felon or ammo. 4, possession of cannabis. 5, child neglect without great bodily harm. 6 and 7, probation violations on drug charges. Who's he on probation in front of?
Judge Lynch, Judge.
What?
Judge Lynch.
Judge Lynch.
So, Judge, the only issue that we would have is setting a bond on the existing charges. I know the VOPs have to go before Judge Lynch in terms of resolving those matters if there's going to be a bond granted, Judge.
There's a possession, 2 counts of possession of weapon by a
Convicted felon.
convicted felon.
That needs to be set for a bond, Judge.
Counsel?
Your Honor, based on the allegations and the fact that Mr. Octave is on probation on 2 separate matters, strong arm robbery and fleeing and eluding law enforcement, and possession of a firearm or weapon by an adjudicated delinquent, and I believe there's already been 1 violation of the probation in those cases. State would be requesting a $15,000 bond on count 2, a $5,000 bond on count 3.
What's the difference between 2 and 3?
I believe 1 is for the firearm and then 1 is for ammunition. Count 5 would be, we'd be requesting a $7,500 bond and an additional order, release condition, no contact with the alleged victim, the alleged minor, whose initials are KO.
And Judge,
Yes, sir.
if you read the probable cause affidavit, the weapon was found in a home that's shared with 6 other individuals. It was not found on the defendant, and the ammunition was found in a safe that is also shared with at least 2 other individuals. One of those individuals is a I guess you could call him a handler who has a license to carry and does have the firearm that.
Handler of what?
Excuse me, Judge?
A handler of what?
Oh, he books his, this gentleman is an entertainer, and he has an individual that helps him book, certain,
So you don't wanna call him a bookie?
no, he's not a
I
bookie. He's not a bookie.
Okay.
So what I would ask is, Judge, he's gonna be held no bond on the VOPs. I would just ask for a reasonable bond be set on the other, cases because of those facts, Judge.
Thank you. Count one is already set at 1,000. Count two, I'm setting at 5,000. Count three at 2,500. Four is already set at 1,000. Five, I'm setting at 7,500. Six and seven, no bond in the VOPs.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen.
And, Your Honor, as far as the state's request for no contact
No
with the minor.
contact
That's fine, Judge.
and no firearms, obviously.
Obviously.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Judge.
Okay. Next, anybody with special? Okay. Let's start then at the top of my list here. Luis Cabello Fernandez.
Judge, he's approaching, he's gonna require a Spanish interpreter.
Anybody that speaks Spanish, all you gotta tell him, he's being held by Mississippi. Mr. Fernandez, Mississippi, coming to get you, Mississippi.
Judge, I believe that interpreters are already on their way. There's two other gentlemen here that are also gonna require
Let me-
Spanish interpreter.
Let me know when they get here. Durinky Peaches Johnson. Where's Peaches?
Paul Ryan, Judge.
Paul Ryan.
Hello.
Hi, Peaches. You're charged, this is count five, a misdemeanor capias from the South Satellite. No, excuse me, North Satellite, I guess. Judge Hurley's got a $2,500 bond on you, on this added charge.
What page are we, Judge?
Second page of the females, Dariniki Johnson. I'm doing the females now.
Judge, would you be inclined to resolve this?
No, I can't. What's the misdemeanor violation?
Petty theft?
Petty theft, how long you been in for?
64 days.
Okay.
Judge, she was in custody when the case was issued. She's been in custody since November 8th.
I'm gonna give it time served. Time served. You want that? Okay, again, this doesn't affect counts 1 through 4. I only have count 5 in front of me.
She was being.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Time served.
Time served is fine.
Thank you, sir.
Clara Ann Ernest,
North Broward, Your Honor.
North Broward. Okay, Miss Ernest, you got 3 capiases. Looks like they're out of Polk County.
No, sir, out of Broward.
Hey, it's-
Oh, excuse me, Chris Pohl. I read Pohl as Polk. Chris Pohl. Okay, he's got $1,500 bond, 500 each. What are the cases for? Resisting, DUI, and suspended driver's license. Bond is 1,500. I'm not reducing that. PC found. Stacy Marie Tyler.
No problem.
Okay, Stacy, you're charged with trespass. State. Any objection to time served in this one?
No, Your Honor.
Time served. You want time served? You want time served? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you time served if that's what you want.
Yes.
Good, go home. Keep warm. Interella Neely.
I've been advised to bond a judge.
Bonded. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Angela Renee Keith.
Ms. Keith, come on up. She's here at Maine, Judge. She believes that her bond may have already been posted.
Okay, well, they'll tell me if that's the case. Right, they're looking at it.
Not as of yet, Judge. It doesn't show her.
Okay, but she's gonna be posting the bond? Where is
That's
she?
what she advised.
Yeah, where's she?
She's here at Maine.
Oh, nobody told me that. Okay, all right, she's gonna be posting the bond of $100. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel Pereira.
All right, Your Honor.
Okay, it looks like, Rachel, that you're being held from Dade County on,
Yes, sir.
on the marijuana charge. and you get an ad charge of grand theft here, with a $1,000 bond, I find probable cause.
Judge, would you be inclined to ROR her?
No, sir.
So she can resolve
Nope.
her case in
Not with the
another
grand
county?
theft, I will not. I'm not gonna ROR in the felonies.
What about some kind of pretrial release so she can just go ahead and get to the other county?
Retrial is not recommended yet to me, so. If they recommend it, I'll consider it, but right now, unless they stand up and say, hold. Okay, Brianna Bryan,
Ms. Bryan is here present, Judge.
okay. Good morning, Ms.
She
Bryan.
declined to at Maine, she's at Maine, and she declined the services of public defender, Judge.
Okay, not a problem. I find probable cause on credit card and illegal, grand theft and credit card. You get a bond of $2,000, probable cause found. Thank you. Have a great day. Marisol Castro.
Brianna Bryan?
Ms. Marisol Castro is here present, she's approaching, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Castro, you charged, I get 5 counts here. Count 1, grand theft auto. Count 2, DWS, suspended license. Count 3, cocaine. Count 4, cannabis. And count 5, drug paraphernalia. I reviewed the probable causes to each and every one of them. I find probable cause. Bond on grand theft is set at $1,000. The DWS is set at $750. The possession with the intent to sell on the cocaine is $2,500. Possession with the intent to sell cannabis is $1,000, and the drug paraphernalia $100, for a total, if I added it correctly, is $4,350. Probable causes.
Judge, respectfully,
Yep.
You heard in speaking to her, she's a single mother with 3 kids, ages 13, 10, and 8. She is working, she works on a temp job right now, she's assigned as a phone technician, only making $9.50 an hour. She lives with her boyfriend, can't afford the bond. Would you consider releasing her pretrial? She does have priors, but from what she told me, they're dated, Judge.
Your Honor.
Let me hear what let me hear what
Sorry.
pretrial friend, I'll get to you. I'll get
Sure.
it. Anybody can talk with me. Good.
Your Honor, at the time of the interview, the defendant declined the pretrial interview. She was
Okay.
not interested.
What I'm gonna do then, excuse me, what I'm gonna do then is I'm going to order pretrial, give her another shot at an interview.
Yes, Your
I'm
Honor.
not gonna grant it. If you're gonna grant it, I'll take care of it at 1 o'clock. Great, Eric.
No, nothing further, Your
That's
Honor.
fine. Thank
Your
you.
Honor, and just want to let you know the Spanish interpreter is present. I don't know if you wanted to see if there are any cases we need the Spanish interpreter.
Yeah, okay, let me take care of the Spanish.
Your Honor, may I make a suggestion?
Which one?
Regarding Ms. Castro. If the court is inclined to sign an order pending verification, we will actually go and have someone interview her right now.
I have no problem with that at all.
Thank you. I'll
No
prepare an
objection.
order, so she does not need to be reset.
Yep,
She's
I have
pending.
no problem with that at all. Matter of fact, it
Pending
makes it
plan.
easier for me.
Judge, the other 2 gentlemen, or the other people that require Spanish are here at Maine. Judge,
Who are they?
it would, page 10,
What,
his name is David Jimenez.
Well, first I got Louis Fernandez.
Correct.
Okay.
We can bring them up.
Yeah, give me the other ones.
Mr. David Jimenez on page 10, and on page 13 would be Mr. Rolando Martinez.
Okay, I got Martinez right here. Yeah, I know, but let me get just these anyway. Okay, I got Martinez, I got Fernandez. Who's your third one? Jimenez? Who's your third? You gave me 3 names. Who's your third name?
Hector, we can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
The third name would be Rolando Martinez on page 13.
Got him?
The second one was David Jimenez on page 10.
I got it.
And of course, the first one, which is on.
I got all 3. Thank you. I got them. Okay, which one is this?
This is Mr. Fernandez.
Thank you. You swear to translate English, Spanish, Spanish, English?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. Theodore Leal for the record.
Okay, Mr. Fernandez,
Señor Fernández,
you're charged with out-of-state hold from the state of Mississippi. They'll come and get you.
tiene una solicitud del estado de Mississippi. Ellos van a venir a recogerlo.
Thank you.
Gracias.
David Jimenez,
Señor Jiménez, ven aquí, por favor.
Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with violation of probation. You got a $5,000 bond in front of Judge Rothschild.
Tiene $5,000 de fianza para pagar. Tiene que estar frente al juez Rothschild por violar el régimen de prueba.
Rolando, thank you. Rolando Martinez,
Gracias. 13 Rolando Martínez, página 13.
Señor Martínez, te escucha el juez.
Judge Siegel has got a $1,000 bond on you for your 2014 case of failure to return a leased vehicle, $300 or more. I find probable cause. Judge Siegel will try to resolve that one.
Y el juez Siegel resolverá el caso con usted. El juez Siegel le impone $1,000 de multa. Y eso fue por un cargo de no devolver un vehículo que había sido alquilado, que tenía un valor de $300 o
Thank you,
más.
sir.
Gracias, señor.
Anybody else needs a Spanish interpreter while I'm here?
¿Alguien más necesita al intérprete al español?
Not in Maine, however, I don't know of any other facilities.
Over at Paul Ryan, anybody need a Spanish interpreter?
We're all good here, Your Honor.
Okay. North Broward, anybody need a Spanish interpreter?
No, sir, Your Honor, we're good.
Thank you. Conte, anybody need a Spanish interpreter?
No, sir.
Thank you, we're good. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right, Rochelle, Kathy Ann Hussey.
Ms. Hussey is here present. Come on up, ma'am. Hussey or Hussey, ma'am?
Doesn't make any difference as long as we have Rochelle. Okay, Rochelle, you're charged with stealing from Bloomingdale's. $1,000 bond, probable cause was found.
Judge, and
Yep.
speaking, Ms. Hussey, I believe this is her first exposure to the criminal justice.
Have you interviewed her at pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor, we did, but the defendant did not want us to contact her family so that they could know that she's
Okay.
in custody.
If you can visit her again, if you change your mind to that, fine, and do whatever you need to do, and I'll be glad to sign it.
Your Honor,
All
I'll
right,
give you an
I
order.
order
pending
pretrial to speak to her again. If she wants her family contacted, then we can work from there.
She's pending,
So be pending verification.
pending verification on both of them.
That sounds fine with me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Jasmine Luma,
No, Broward.
okay, Jasmine, you're charged with grand theft and fraud by uttering. Your total bond, where is it? Let me see something here.
Your Honor?
No, I made a note on this for something. Yeah, go ahead.
Before the court sets a bond, I just want to bring to the court's attention.
Well, the
Ms.
bond's already set 1,000.
Well, yeah, but if you wanted to raise it, you could, but I just
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to bring to the court's attention that Ms. Luima apparently is out right now on a grand theft auto.
Okay. Luana, you're charged with grand theft and fraudulent. I'm gonna leave the bond at $2,000 each on that probable cause found. Pacina Elsie,
Ms. Elsie is approaching. Come on up, Ms. Elsie.
Get the bond to, 1,000 each.
She's here present at Maine, Judge?
yeah, I got you. Okay, you're charged with 2 counts of traffic infractions, so we don't worry about that. 1 count of grand theft auto, I find probable cause, you got $1,000 bond on that.
Judge, Ms. Elsie is 18 years old. She's a student at Melrose High School, a senior. She's not working. She lives with her grandmother. Her grandmother's on disability, so they can't afford any sort of bond. Would Your Honor consider releasing on pretrial if pretrial can verify?
Your Honor, she also would have to be pending.
Okay,
She's 18
I'm
and she
gonna
just-
grant the request of pretrial to redo and pending.
Thank you, Judge.
Pretrial pending. Not a problem.
Yes, Elsie.
Sarah Rapasi,
I believe medical loan, Judge.
okay.
Medical reset.
Thank you. Devante Antoine Houston,
I believe Paul Ryan, Judge.
All right, Your Honor.
Judge, this defendant is being held on other charges.
from Judge Backman. Judge, this charge, this charge is Judge Mrs. Backman, South Sadler.
Right, and he's been in custody since October 26th.
Okay, then,
FYI.
all right, let me see something here on Mr. Houston's driving
He has
record.
8 other charges pending.
Are the other charges driving charges?
Driving,
You know?
they're all drugs.
All right. You're suggesting give him time served, and I'm concerned if I give you time served on the DWS, I don't know if it's gonna habitualize him, or not, 'cause
I can check that.
yeah. I have no problem, I'm giving you time served on that, but I don't want to come back where, where he'll be habitualized. Give me a second here.
Yeah, I've got a transcript that was run January 4th.
Well, that'd be close enough.
Yeah, and I'm not showing any prior DWS.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. You want time served?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if it does habitualize you, I have no problem with you filing a motion to set it aside. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Jimmy Shutterbone.
Mr. Shutterbone is here at Main Street. He's approached. Judge, she has 2 driving while license suspended.
Yeah, I'm gonna look, I'm trying to find his record here. I got it.
Judge, he wants to see if Your Honor would be inclined to give him time served on both counts.
Let me see what his priors are.
Yes, Judge.
Points.
It looks like this would habitualize if you pled 2 out. Actually, it looks like if you pled 1 out, it would.
Yeah, because I got a DWS in 15. I got DWS in 15. I've got. I'd be concerned on this one because it would. Where are you?
Maine.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Start again. Jimmy, if I pledge you out on these, you got no bond hold on the these 2 TC cases. It would habitualize you. I'm not going to habitualize them. So I'm going to just let me set a bond of each of $500.
Thank you, Judge.
Alan Asprey. Asprey.
Mr. Alan Asbury, come on up, sir. He's here at Main, Judge.
Okay. You're charged with violation of probation from Judge Lerner Wren. What's he on probation from, Judge Lerner Wren?
DUI.
DUI?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, no bond hold. You're going to be in front of Judge Wren. Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Angel Villamore.
Yes, sir, yeah. No problem, Your Honor.
Okay. It looks like that you got a warrant outstanding for your open container. Time served? You want time served? Don't drink in public, okay?
No, I'll try not to.
Well, I'll tell you, if you really feel that you have to, try Palm Beach or Dade County, okay?
All right.
Have a good time. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
William Hennigan.
He's here at Main, Judge. He's approaching.
Okay, Mr. Hennigan. You got 2 cases of South Satellite. One is for theft. One is for trespass. State. What is the trespass one? That they look like.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I'm inclined to give him time served on the trespass, but tell me about the theft.
The theft is, okay, it is.
As far as his priors.
Okay, as far as criminal history, Judge, I'm showing. The only theft-related prior I see out of Broward was an 02 burglary
Okay, you
dwelling.
want time
rampant.
served on these 2 charges? I'll give you time served on both.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Michael Hinch.
North Broward, Judge.
It looks to me that they're both open containers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I believe they're both open.
Yes, they are.
All right. Time served?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you drink, don't drink open containers. Have it sealed, go to somewhere, okay?
Right on.
Thank you. Yavis McLemore.
Judge at Main.
Just wish the court that it was
Okay.
shut in front, it's not the back.
What'd you say?
Shut.
What you say? You missed it? Capias because you missed the court date?
Correct.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to resolve the case.
Yeah. Any problem? Time served?
No,
Time
Judge.
served. I'm going to check with you on all these in case there's something I can't see here.
Sure, of course.
Nicholas Gagney.
I've been informed he bonded, Judge.
He bonded?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Daniel Carpenter.
Mr. Carpenter's here at Main. Come on up, please.
your driving record's better, it's easier.
I know, me too.
Okay, you're charged with two from the South Satellite. One is no valid DL, one is tag. As far as I'm concerned, there's time served on both of these.
Thank you, Judge. It's over.
Brett Aaron Jackson,
I've been advised medical reset, Judge?
on Jackson, med reset, okay. I did find probable cause. Frank Isaiah Ali. I'm sorry?
Yes, sir. North Broward.
Oh, North Broward, okay, thank you. Okay, this was a prior medical reset. There was probable cause found. The previous magistrate continued the bond of 1,000.
Is it possible to give him some kind of pretrial release, Judge? It's a simple battery.
Well, I know, well, counsel, in all due respect, there's nothing simple. I know, it picked up a broom. What's the pretrial? Have you interviewed him?
Your Honor, we were unable to complete his interview.
All right, again, conditional, I'll let him continue, let him complete it. I'll have no problem with that. $1,000 bond and let him, pending verification's fine with me. Well, if you decline him, you decline him, that's all right, no problem. I'm not ordering you to take him. Andrea Burke. I'm sorry? Conti, okay. Okay, these are counts 23 and 24 of bad charges, excuse me, yeah, 23 of burglary and petty theft. Parole hold, Department of Corrections. No bond on both. Thank you, probable cause.
Your Honor?
Yes.
He's entitled to a bond in 23, and
Where are you? I'm not at Conti.
Conti's screen might be out.
Conti's out.
They've been having camera problems.
All right. Okay.
We can see you, sir.
Okay, you can see me. On count 3, you say he is entitled to a bond?
he's entitled to a bond. He's got numerous holds. His most recent burglaries were given 1,000 each, so I have no problem with 1,000.
Okay, on count 23, 1,000, the petty theft, I'll set a bond of $250.
Judge, the petty theft had no charge, so can we leave it at no
Okay,
charge?
so just leave what I agreed to on the burglary, $1,000. That's fine. It's a demerit, you realize. Kenya Moulton? Again, no picture. Judge Bailey at violation of probation. Yeah, no
23rd.
bond holder. What is the violation? Grand theft auto. No bond. You'll be in front of Judge Bailey. Probable cause.
On the 23rd, Judge.
Okay, thank you. DeAndre Young.
Copy again.
Okay, this is an ad charge from Judge Lynch. You'll be brought in front of Judge Lynch with, I've already set a date apparently. You're in front of him. This is a felony habeas of robbery. Thank you.
Judge, she's entitled to a hearing or some kind of bond to be set. Since it's
Do I need to do it at magistrate?
This was a capious issued by the clerk upon the filing of the ad charge, so.
What was the amount of the capias? No bond?
Well, it's no bond, Your Honor. It is a punishable by life offense robbery firearm. I provided the court with a copy, and defense counsel with a copy of the information report.
Okay, let me give me 2 seconds here.
what was the last before it was changed? What was the bond?
It's not a change of charge, it's an ad charge.
Ad charge, okay.
What are you recommending on the bond of that?
Your Honor, I'm seeking a no bond hold on the robbery firearm, and based on finding a proof evident of presumption grade, for first appearance purposes only based on a report.
It would be the bottom one. I
Your
got it.
Honor?
No, I got it. I said it would be the bottom one.
Oh, yeah, and,
Let me look at it.
okay, sure.
Two counts robbery. Christian Silva,
When-
and with a firearm.
When he was originally arrested, it was based on an arrest warrant. There's
I
only one
understand.
count.
Mohammed Assad also. Okay, I find probable cause, no bond.
Does the court find proof?
PC, I find proof evident is presumption grade also.
Judge, is that reviewable?
I guess anything can be reviewable,
And
but
this-
not by me.
The state concedes that that is
Yeah,
reviewable.
not by me. Junior Philiston. Okay, Judge Duffy's VOP, what's the,
Looks like a battery.
is misdemeanor battery?
Yes.
It's count, looks like 4. State,
Yeah, it looks like there were 3 other counts that were gonna be consecutive to this one, so.
this count 6 rather than 5.
Oh, well, he's being held, I guess there's
Yeah,
5
but-
other charges.
Okay, you entitled to a bond on this?
No, Your Honor, Judge Duffy signed the warrant.
Okay. We'll leave it as is, Zero, no bond,
Is it a technical violation?
No, new law violation.
new law violation, thank you. Willie Wright. Where is Willie? Okay, main jail, I got you.
Mr. Wright, is that main drive?
Okay, Judge Merrigan has a violation of probation on you, Willie, for possession of controlled substance, I believe?
That is possession of PvP.
Yeah, it's controlled substance. That's fine. I just can't pronounce it all quickly.
Neither can I, that's why I go with the acronym.
All right. He's got no bond hold on him. I'm gonna leave that as it is and let Judge Merrigan change that if he's going to.
You're gonna be there on the 23rd.
That's fine. Maxine Safrir.
Who's here? There, Freer?
Maxine Safrir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me a second on this one.
Yes, sir.
I have a problem with count 1 on the grand theft. They keep saying they recovered $40 from it. They didn't tell what the original amount was.
Yes.
I can't determine whether it's felony or not. So I'm gonna find no PC in count 1, give the state 48 hours to perfect.
Yes, Your Honor.
On felony battery, I do find probable cause. I'll give them the time served. Well, I'll leave the no valid DL as, I'll set a bond of $100 in the no valid DL. In the felony battery,
And, yeah, I have no objection if the court wants to set a bond at this time.
$500 in the felony battery.
We just, in abundance of caution, just ask for an order of no victim contact.
No objection, Judge.
No contact, that's fine. And you get, I said 48 hours to give me PC on the
Yes,
theft.
Judge.
Okay, Samuel Guess.
He's approaching, Judge?
Okay. Samuel, you got 2 VOPs, one for grand theft, and one I haven't seen in a long time. You got a violation of probation for bigamy.
But
The very first one I ever had doing magistrate, it was written up as violation of the Big May statute. I could never find out what Big May was. All right. Judge Bailey's got no bond on the 2 VOPs. He's on probation for what, counsel?
he is on probation, Your Honor. One moment. Appears bigamy and grand theft, and I'm showing these cases are actually in front of Judge Howery.
Okay. I can't, right, there's been some changes.
Is
in
it a
the
technical or is it a new law?
I don't know, it's a technical new law. Let me see what I got here. VOP.
Looks like, on one of them, it's restitution.
Judge, can we set some kind of
Failure to
bond?
make court cost payments. The other one is failure to make restitution payments.
And, Your Honor, my understanding under Amata v. Lamberti, that really only the judge signed the warrant or the judge that has the case, or the chief judge can set a bond on these offenses. Since
All right,
criminal
Judge,
rule, Judge,
We'll let you get in front of Judge Howery.
Judge, the criminal rule procedure actually says that you can set it.
Yeah. I'm going to defer to Judge Howery on this.
Judge, it's for money. Can you give him some kind of bond?
Okay, let me look at it.
And it's bigamy.
Well, I don't care whether it's whatever it is. It's the count dealing with the grand theft, failure, the violation is balance of $929, so I'm gonna set a bond on that count 1 of $900. And the other one, failure to make restitution, the offender is $775 in arrears, and court cost of $1,042. I'll set bond of that one of $9,000. Okay, you get your bond. You asked for it, you got it. Thank you. Harold Pearson. Okay,
He's here at Main, Judge?
all right. Good morning, sir. You are?
Detective Brian Walker?
Okay, Detective Walker. Looks like you're from BSO.
Yes, sir.
All right. You know Mr. Pearson?
Yes.
Before I go any further, you're charged with burglary, petty theft, and possession of cannabis. Talk to me, Deputy.
Detective, I'm sorry, Judge. I just want you to let you know this is
The
not.
record, I know you're the arresting officer, too.
Yes, I am. This is not the run-of-the-mill, regular burglary conveyance. This gentleman here has traveled through several counties as far as, St. Lucie County to commit these type of acts, so I thought the court should know that. Also Dade County, Palm Beach County, and he's been followed, at the banks at several different places too.
Well, I read the probable cause, and apparently he was stalking people coming out of the bank. This one person went in to get a haircut.
Yes, sir.
I read the probable cause and broke into his car at that same time.
Yes, Your Honor.
I read that. What's his prior record?
Your Honor, I show. The computer's just loading, Your Honor. First off, Mr. Pearson has a pending DWLS in front of Judge Lerner Wren.
All right, that really doesn't excite
No, I
me.
know, I'm just want to advise you of everything, Your Honor. I'm showing a prior arrest, but the charges were dropped, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna be setting bond, as count one burglary of 5,000, petty theft 1,000, marijuana 1,000, for a total of 7,000.
Judge, respectfully, I'd ask you to reconsider the bond amount.
Okay.
He's 27 years old, been living in our community his whole entire life. At this time, he's unemployed. He's looking for work. He lives in Hollywood. His mother works at Home Depot. She cannot afford that bond, which right now that you currently set at over $6,000.
7,000 to be exact.
I'd ask you to disregard what the detective, I guess, spoke about, and the reason why is basically he's presumed innocent at this time.
Okay, let me-
From the priors that he spoke about.
Okay, let me tell you, I based my bond on reading of the PC. I found what the detective told me, it was interesting, but I based it solely on the PC.
Judge, can you leave?
Well,
count-
excuse me.
Sure.
And just in abundance of caution, I'd also ask for an order of no victim contact. I don't know if the person might have had any personal.
That's not gonna be any problem, no victim contact.
Judge, on count 2 and 3, can you leave those as no charge?
No, I'm leaving those at 1,000 each, thank you. Total bond 7,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Bradley Brown.
He's here.
Okay, who's the probation in front of?
I'll check that right now.
Judge, Mr. Brown's fiance is here and would like
Okay,
to speak.
I asked State, I wanna know what division's got the probation?
His probation is before Judge Merrigan.
Okay, and he's charged with grand theft. I don't know what the probation violations are based on.
Your Honor, he's being charged under Florida Statute 94806 for a warrantless arrest. It's based on the new law violation, assuming the courts find probable cause for the grand theft.
I did find probable cause for the grand theft. His fiancée is here, you said? She can come forward. Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Amoy Smith.
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
I'm just here to just speak on his behalf.
Go ahead.
Since he has been released, he has 2 jobs. You know, he has been, he has good probation, good probation standing. He goes every, the time he's supposed to be scheduled. He's never been late. And I just want to say that 2 days ago, I found that I was pregnant, and me and Bradley was just, next week, we was going to get married. So I just want to throw that out, that he is a good man, and he is trying hard. So thank you.
You should have kept away from Best Buy, because I find probable cause on the, on his grand theft charge. State?
Your Honor, because he is on probation for burglary of a dwelling, under Florida Statute 94806, he is classified as a violent offender of special concern. Only the judge that he has probation with can give him a bond upon hearing.
I'm going to leave the bond at 1,000 on the grand theft and let Judge Merrigan handle the others. Thank you for coming forward, ma'am.
Thank you.
No, he's on probation for a burglary.
You'll be senior judge.
I mean,
January
yes, to
23rd
that
at
question, your
8:45
question
a.m.
too.
Thank you. Rome Cotton?
It's burglary dwelling.
Rome?
He's approaching, Judge.
I see him. Okay, she can come forward. Okay. This also is Best Buy also. Mr. Cotton, you're charged with grand theft from Best Buy, $1,000 bond, probable cause found. Let me hear from you, ma'am. State your name.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. My name is Jane Lopez. We currently live together. I'm the only one working. at the time, so I don't have the means of posting the bond. Is there anything we can do about that?
Well, let me ask pretrial, has been interviewed, and if so, is he?
Has been interviewed, Your Honor. I was not able, when we spoke with the defendant, he told us he lived with the family, so we were attempting to verify that he does.
They're gonna try to verify the pretrial. I have no problem with pretrial if they accept him, otherwise his bond's $1,000.
His bond's 1,000?
I'll keep away from Best Buy.
Keep
All-
him away.
All Best Buys. Thank you. David Pendergrass.
Mr. Pendergrass, come on up, please.
Judge, I have a correction for Mr. Pendergrass.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear what you said.
I have a correction for Mr. Pendergrass.
Okay, let me see something here. Just one second.
Count two, they booked him as a direct VOP. We corrected it to 94806 per the new arrest.
Give me those here. Yeah, that's, no, I know. Here, here.
What's different between what I got here?
Just the statute, it's not
Oh,
a
statute,
direct VOP.
Okay. State,
It's a 948.
I had trouble with the PC and the Prazolam.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. It does not indicate it was tested. I'm gonna ask for time, Your Honor.
Thank you. On count one, possession of Prazolam, it's $1,000 bond. I do not find probable cause. I give the state 48 hours to perfect. On the VOP, the felony probation is in front of whom?
It's, one moment, Judge. It is, it's in front of Judge Uson, but I imagine whether he gets held on it will depend on whether I'm able to perfect or not.
Okay, so we're gonna leave that for the 48 hours. I'm gonna give him time served on the, well, I'll leave the traffic. South Satellite warrant, no valid DL. Any problem with time served on that one?
Well, frankly, the only issue is I don't know the timeline. I don't know if he was put on probation before he,
Until we find out what happens on the others, okay. We'll leave that for the 48 hours and make a redetermination in 48 hours. So meanwhile, no bond, $1,000 bond in the Prazolam, no PC, 48 hours. No bond on the VOP and $1,000 bond on count three.
Judge, my only concern is, I do understand, I believe count two is a 948 arrest. If the court doesn't find probable cause within the 48 hours, that certainly he's entitled to ROR on count two. I just don't want the magistrate judge in some way maybe thinking that you've already made a determination to hold him no bond on count two. Their position is, I'm not gonna review that.
and
I guarantee you, whoever has the magistrate, when that comes up, you will be well qualified to remind them.
yeah, that's.
I have utmost faith in your ability.
And I will also advise the
And so
ASA
will
if
the
I don't
state.
perfect that, they're entitled to an
That's the
ROR.
only reason I find no bond.
Thank you, thank you.
Ricardo, Jean-Marie?
Mr. Jean Marie is here present, Judge?
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mrs. Jean-Marie, you're charged with a parole violation. Department of Corrections will come and get you. As far as distribution of heroin, trafficking in heroin, and trafficking in heroin, 4 grams for less than 14, 4 grams for less than 14, 4 grams less than 28 grams. I do find probable cause in all 4 counts. In the probable cause of parole violation, I don't find probable cause. I'm setting, reiterating the bond of $2,500 on the count 1, 75 and 75 and 2 and 3, and 250 in count 4 for a total bond, if my math is right, of $402,500.
That is correct.
I do find probable cause. Thank you.
Judge, respectfully, from what he advised me, at this time he's not working, he's taking care of this 3-month-old infant. His mother he lives with, she works at Home Depot, that's the only person that can afford his bond. She cannot come up with $400,000, she would probably have to work maybe about 20 years in order to be
Okay.
before that, Judge.
Well, I probably won't be here in 20 years, but whoever takes the magistrate in 20 years, if you reach it, fine. I don't think, no matter how much she works, how much she raises, you're gonna convince the Department of Corrections, as far as the parole violation, to set a monetary bond. So, but do the best you can. Thank you, counsel.
Oh, I'm not talking about the parole.
I know you're not. I know. I'm not changing.
You have to go in front of your assigned judge.
Luby Cius?
Mr.
yes.
Okay, I find probable cause in your conspiracy to traffic in heroin, 4 less than 14 grams, and obstructing by disguised person, 75,000, and count 1, 1,000, count 2. Total bond is 76,000, PC found. Masnick, St. Mellis.
Could you grab me a paperclip from the top drawer?
I'm sorry, bond was
Grab me a
posted?
paperclip from the top
Okay.
drawer, please.
Thank you. James Scott.
Not a paperclip.
Mr. Scott, come on up, please.
Mr. Scott, you're being held three counts rather from Judge Porth.
These will go to
2 cases and a violation of probation. He's got you held no bond in all 3. Judge Porth, I'm sure, has had a hearing. What day is this hearing? In front of Judge Porth?
It is January 24th, 8:30
Okay.
a.m.
You got him in front of Judge Porth. Thank you.
January 24, next week, your senior judge.
Marcus Jones.
Mr. Jones is here.
Okay. Charged with robbery in front of Judge Rothschild. He's got a no bond hold on you. I find probable cause because it's a filed case.
Well, he's not necessarily entitled to a bond. This is a direct file.
I read that.
And, Your Honor, it's a punishable by life offense. The state would
I'm
be
saying
seeking
no
a
bond. I'm keeping it at no bond at this time.
Here, I'll
Ralph Vacchetta.
Mr. Varquetta is approaching, Judge.
All right. Mr. Vacchetta, one of your other arrestees got bonded out already. You're still here on the aggravated battery charge. I find probable cause, no victim contact. I'm setting a bond of $5,000. Thank you. No victim contact again. Diego Soto.
Judge, respectfully, and speaking, Mr. Varquetta, he's asking if you would consider lowering the bond.
On the Grand Theft Auto. What's as far as like on Seattle?
No, he's
medical.
he's
Soto's a
asking
medical,
Mr.
we
Var-
said?
Yeah,
Who is this guy?
Varquetta.
No,
Oh, okay.
Ralph Varquetta, that's
And-
who I'm addressing, Judge.
Okay.
That's the gentleman that was on the aggravated battery, I believe you said a $5,000 bond.
Okay. Yes.
He's asking, Your Honor, if you would consider releasing him on pretrial and lowering the bond to $1,000, Judge.
Pretrial?
He's 59 years old, I don't know if he has much of a history.
Only if the court is inclined to release him based on the charge, we do not make recommendations for aggravated battery.
And I'm not going to ask a pretrial to take him out on aggravated. Well, the bond will remain as is. Thank you.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, you tell me Soto is medical?
Yes, sort of.
That's fine. Jerry Knoll.
Judge, I've been advised medical reset.
Okay, for the record, I did find probable cause on that. Cordell Goodwin.
Mr. Goodwin, come on up, please.
Cordell, you're charged with misuse of temporary drag, driving suspended revoked, and a VOP. Who's on probation, folks?
One moment. It is. Judge Porth. Actually,
Okay,
let me
Judge
s-
Porth, you tell me.
Actually, he's going to go before Judge Siegel on the 23rd.
23rd, front Judge Siegel. The temporary tag, there's no bond on that one, no bond necessary on that one. He's got a $750 on a habitual, and no bond on the violation. He'll be in front of Judge Siegel. On the 24th, you said? On the 24th. Next week.
23rd.
23rd, thank you. Tedrick Christenshaw.
Judge, we have a correction for
Christenshaw,
Krista Shaw.
okay,
Count 3 is out of Orange County,
I got that.
and count 4 is out of Dade County.
Okay.
If you can correct that number to reflect
I did.
case number 1101099.
110. Is that the orange? That's the Dade one? Okay, I did that. All righty. Count 1 is grand theft with 1,000, fraud in the use of a bill check, a draft of 1,000, no bond from Orange County, no bond from Dade County.
Judge, would you be inclined to be able to give him some kind of pretrial or RR so he can deal with the other counties?
I'm not inclined to, unless they affirmatively scream at me to put them out. They're not. Thank you. $2,000 bond on 1 and 1, and the 2 holds on Dade and Orange. Thank you. Abdullah Al-Saharani. I'm only saying that once. What?
Medical reset, Judge.
Good, I don't have to say it again. Frederick Holmes.
Medical reset.
Thank you. Luson Ugsme.
Medical reset.
A lot of flu going on. Matthew Francis. Good morning, Matthew. You had been previously found probable cause. You were medically reset. You're charged with 3 counts of fraudulent use of paper, and you got a bond of a total of $3,000. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Judge, would you be able to be inclined to, for pretrial pending verification?
Let me hear if they've interviewed him or not.
Your Honor, that would be up to the court. Based on his history, I see a 2011 adjudication fraud, a second one, fraud also in 11, dealing in stolen property in 2012. He violated his probation on that case.
Pretrial is denied. Thank you. Keith Wheeler.
Medical research, Your Honor.
Thank you. Christopher Gagliardi.
Mr. Gagliardi is here present, Judge, at Maine.
I got you. You're charged with aggravated assault and misdemeanor battery. This was previously a medical reset and no contact ordered.
Do we need to set bond for the ag assault count 1?
Okay, State.
I'm not showing any criminal history. Does pretrial have any criminal history?
Defendant, we did not make a recommendation based on that aggravated assault.
I'm going to set a bond of $2,500 on the aggravated assault, $1,000 on the battery, no victim contact.
We'd also ask for a condition, no firearms or weapons, Your Honor.
Okay, was this a firearm weapon use? It says without intent to kill. With a
Yeah,
weapon.
it was with a firearm.
Okay.
Judge, I'm asking that you give him pretrial release, at
Okay.
least maybe level 2. In light of the fact that I don't have a probable cause affidavit, I don't know if there's some kind of stand your ground immunity that would attach, but as lack of priors, take that into consideration.
Okay, thank you. Request is heard and denied. Thank you.
Judge, two other requests. Would you sign an order allowing him access to the phone so he can access the contacts to contact potential friends that can post his bond? And our second request, Judge, would you sign an order allowing us to photograph the injuries that?
As far as the latter, the photograph, no problem. That's granted. As far as the phone, I hate to dictate jail policy. Photographs, I have authority over.
I can advise the court, usually from my understanding, it's okay, it's done under the supervision of.
I have absolutely no problem with the phone under supervision. Okay, that's fine, and the photographs is granted. Okay, all righty. Jeremy Bionovicino? North Broward? Okay, you're charged with unarmed burglary of a structure. It's a change of charge. I find probably was $2,500.
Actually, Your Honor, the bond was originally set at $5,000. I'm just gonna be asking that the bond be kept in place at $5,000. He's actually already, he's got no bond hold, VOP holds also.
This is a lateral?
It was filed down. I can tell you, Your Honor, he was first
It was
arrested.
a change of charge. I can see
He
it.
was first arrested for burglary with damage over $1,000. The state, which is a PBL, recognizing the issues, the state did not ask for a no bond hold at the first appearance, had no objection to a bond being set, and the court deemed the appropriate bond to be $5,000.
Okay, now the bond in case of change of charge now, again?
Yes.
It's down, Judge.
$2,500.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And finally, I've got,
Hey, can
Yeah.
I talk, is he doing okay? I wanna, can I make sure, because I've seen him before.
Who's that?
Boone Vicino?
okay, I'm on Miguel Ruiz, please.
Boone Vicino, can I?
Ruiz, where are you, Ruiz?
I know, but can we make sure he's okay?
Are you, okay, Mr. Ruiz, you're charged with unarmed burglary of a structure. It's a filed case in front of what judge?
One moment, Your Honor. This is in front of Judge Tim Bailey.
Okay.
Bond was originally set at $10,000, but he was also placed on pretrial release with a GPS should he post whatever bond is set.
Okay.
Just to advise the court, 2013, he had a possession of methadone and alprazolam, 18 months state prison, a felony theft in 2013 with a VOP, 18 months.
What is pretrial recommending?
Your Honor, we'll just ask that the court recess him and place him back on pretrial order.
Thank you. And what's your bond? I'm gonna order that on the pretrial, but go ahead. What,
The bond was originally set at $10,000.
okay, we'll leave that, but pretrial is going to put him back on if he qualifies, okay?
You'll be bond plus pretrial.
Is this a,
It's, and frankly, it's the same situation as the last co-defendant, Your honor, just to
I
advise
hear
the
you.
court. I just want-
I-
it's
some
the last
intent-
co-defendant, so can we give him the same bond?
No, well, The other bond was what, 5,000, I
It
said?
was 5,000, this was set at, you reduced to 2,500, this was set at 10,000. It was two different judges, two different first.
Well, I understand that, but I'm gonna be consistent, I'm gonna set the bond on that one at 5,000.
2,500 is what you gave the other one.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought you said,
okay.
I don't have the paperwork, so I've been saying, 2,500 is fine.
Thank you,
No,
Judge.
it's 2,500, same as the.
All right.
last one.
Just to clarify for the pretrial officer, it's gonna be 2,500 plus the GPS that he was initially given, is that correct?
I believe that's what you ordered.
That's level 2, Judge.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Regarding the cases that you time served, did you withhold?
$2,500, okay?
on the, usually in time served, I don't withhold adjudication.
I imagine because you said time served, it was because it was adjudication.
Waive court costs. Yeah, but I do adjudicate. I am waiving court costs. Is there anything further? Otherwise, I will be seeing you after lunch.
We're close.
1 o'clock. Thank you, guys.
Just over, but.